Is it alive? No, nothing. All right.
Is that coffee hitting the spot?
It is hitting the spot. All right. I'll have to just check the password.
Yeah, something's up, right?
No, it's just I can't remember the correct password. I have to look it up.
That's okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Goeiemorgen. Sorry, chaos this morning. Everybody's running late except me.
No sleep.
Yes. I function on no sleep. So.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I'm too tall again today.
Right.
But this feels so weird going into the
I looked a bunch of stuff up on my phone, but that is impractical. So I just want to get it up on my computer, and then so you can say good morning to everyone. Oh, that's gonna be the thing now.
All right, so who we've got in this morning? We've got Flying Flower first and foremost, Jima, and Jody. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
So Jamal says, I've got some steaks out of the freezer for later. It's going to be a good day. That is definitely a good day.
Yeah,
100%.
We burned some of those yesterday. It was awesome.
They were phenomenal. They were so good.
Man,
so good.
I must admit, I'm not a green egg fan, but those things work.
Well, you are now.
Well, I don't like the price. I like the results.
But
if I could put it that way.
Works.
So I was listening on Friday. Viva had a very good stream with a doctor who is actually against prescription medication.
I like them already.
Yeah, so he's a clinical psychologist, but he pretty much advocates for not using the kind of Rockefeller medical medical system, you know. So and what he says is, and I agree with this, he says, so most doctors, and I think this is what we've basically concluded quite some time ago, without saying it in that way, is that most doctors push meds. Yes. And their paycheck is basically dependent on the meds they
from
push.
It 100%. Yeah.
So and worse than that, actually, if you want to get a little bit conspiratorial, is the system that they use to log data in actually forces them to push meds.
It triggers it. It's a trigger.
So when they ask you, sorry, I've got my sound on, I can switch it off. So when they ask you to or if they suggest statins, I guess, for example, because that's a very popular one, it's the system that penalizes them if they don't. So they get penalized by the pharmaceutical industrial complex, if you want to call it that. You know, they get penalized by the government and the entire framework that they use if they don't follow the prescribed processes, which would be to prescribe statins if you have an elevated cholesterol, etc., etc. So, you know, I don't want to blame doctors per se, but so one of the problems, I mean, the blame is with them because you've got a fucking brain, you know. Hey, how long was that? 5 minutes.
We started at 2 minutes. It's like,
yes, but it's 5 minutes past 8, so I'll take it. But the whole way they are trained is they get exposed to how do I say this without, swearing or getting too annoyed at them. But it's manufactured studies.
Yes.
So the studies are not natural.
Yeah.
These are clinically controlled and mostly tampered with studies to
Whoever's paid
produce.
the most.
Well, yeah. Well, so I mean, people lie,
Yes.
and they. So what this guy said, and I want to actually go look him up. Go look at Viva's. I think his name was Roger or Brett or something like that. But anyway, Friday, yes. But um, he says, and I'll take him at his word for it, that you need only 2 positive studies to apply for your FDA approval. So they basically test between the benefits of, and placebo. And you only need 2 studies that show an improvement based on the med versus placebo.
Okay.
And then you can apply for the FDA approval. So if they have 20 studies and only 2 are positive, they could just submit those. It doesn't matter what the other studies say. Yes. So, I mean, it's all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. It's lies. Now, why I was picking this subject was twofold. One, because we had a bit of a yabber yesterday about you don't fucking hurt your children, like period. Because, and I think that as a society, and we can see this in COVID, which is one of the reasons why we're on Rumble, is because we were just fucking demolished during COVID. I mean, I think at this point it is safe to say that we have lost personally millions of dollars because we oppose the system. And we just will not.
Starka, is it? Straka?
Yes.
Yes, him. Okay.
No, it's not him. It's not him. It's Friday. You're not on Friday. Anyway, that's not Friday. That's Thursday. There, that's the guy.
This is a day ago.
Yes, a day ago.
Roger
but he reloaded it. Yeah, Roger McFillan, and they're going to start. They've got like some podcast. They're going to start a new one. I actually want to reach out to him because he's very much into diet and stuff, which is what I'm going to get to. But we were talking about the meds and but ultimately, like, you have to take responsibility. And where I was going with the COVID thing is, people have been, so there's twofold, I believe. One is just indoctrination and propaganda. All right. So the school system, not the school system, the entire education system. So the education system in its entirety is built to propagandize people,
yes, to
bend you to whoever does whatever to their will. All right. Now, I 100% believe that there are a bunch of bad actors that have a hidden agenda, which they are pushing the world towards. What that agenda is, who knows? But you can see a lot of things are not natural. Just when just the way people function. Mm-hmm. Like there's a normal, and a lot of it is functioning outside of the normal. There's a lot of prescription med abuse, and the problem is, I think half the doctors are lied to because they say these things are not addictive, and then they are.
Yes.
If you a lot of these psych meds, if you go on it, they cannot just take you off it. Like, mm-hmm. You completely freak out.
Your
they
body
have to
goes through a
detox. Like a detox. So you have to be very careful. Which I still don't think that woman, like, I still think that, like, what she did was terrible, and she's not good. But they had her on 30 different meds, I think, or 14 different meds, or something stupid. And the problem is, they gave her like meds for like 2 days. She complained that it's making her insane, and then they would just switch her to something else. And at one point, she was on 5 different meds at the same time, from different prescribing doctors.
Every single one has a black box warning.
Yes, every single one has a black box warning. So, but like, I've been in the hospital. Okay, I fell out of a roof, and I drove to the hospital against my wife's recommendations. But I had to. I couldn't. I asked my father-in-law to come fetch our daughter because I didn't want her in the car while I was driving. But I drove to the hospital, which was like a 30-minute trip, because it was the one Nicole was working at the time, and this doctor kept wanting to push. What was it?
Pain meds.
Yeah, but the heavy stuff.
It
Not
wasn't
the
hydrocortisone.
no.
No, sorry.
No, it was the heavy stuff. Like
not Dilaudid, not the IV. It was
no,
pills.
it was pills, but it was the like strong stuff. That
I
shit
know,
makes
I
me.
can't remember.
I've had it
So
once.
we don't take them.
Isn't it? No, it's not. It's high.
It's a high. It's something. What is it?
Oxy, hydrocodone. So
Not
I've had that
oxycodone,
once,
hydrocodone.
and it really did not make me feel good, man. I had like one, and I was like, man, that shit makes me feel really bad. Like I feel anxious, and I feel like I want to throw up, and I had it once, one tablet, and I had a whole bottle in the cabinet, and Nicole had some from her wisdom teeth.
I couldn't take it
and
either.
she couldn't take
All
it
I took
either.
was
She
ibuprofen.
took one, and it was like, no, this stuff
Not
is
my
terrible,
thing.
not my thing. And he kept on, because I didn't break anything or like sprain anything. Or I mean, I was sore. I pulled some muscles, and but there was nothing on the X-rays. There was nothing like on the scans, and everything was okay. And I could kind of move everything a little slowly, but and he was like, I don't understand. You didn't break anything, and I'm like, well, dude, I don't know. Fuck, I'm here. I drove. I'm okay.
He did
like
fall on concrete from the ceiling, fell through the ceiling.
Yes, I had some clear liquid run out of my face.
That was the part I didn't like. Clear
Yes.
liquid's normally spinal fluid, but okay,
Yes.
it's great.
Yeah, but that's okay because there wasn't blood. My head was spinning for some time. I had to sit for about 10 minutes just to stop the world from turning under my feet. But then when I got up every time, I was like, all right, it starts again. I've got to like walk slowly. Anyway, but he kept on pushing these meds, and eventually I said no. I said no. I said I got meds at home. I said no. I said no. And by like the sixth time, I'm like, dude, are you trying to sell me fucking drugs? Because I've already said no numerous times. Mm-hmm. I don't want anything. Make sure nothing's off. That's all I want you to do, is make sure that I'm not fucking broken anywhere, and then I'll go home. Yeah. I can drive, I can walk, I can think. Don't give me stuff. And then he got very upset with me and left. But I mean, it got to the point where I had to shout at this guy. Now, why I reference COVID is, if you see all the people that just shoved masks on their faces and didn't fucking ask questions, you can imagine to yourself how people would just take these fucking meds because they trust the doctors that much. Yes. Now, I've been told I should have statins, which I don't take.
Yes.
I've been like prescribed all kinds of shit. I don't take anything. I take zero meds. I take zero supplements. I take fucking zero anything. The worst thing I drink is a thing called a Baraka, which is like an energy drink.
Baraka's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just like a boost of multivitamins and stuff, and it gives you a little bit of energy and helps your brain think a little bit. But for the most part, I eat biltong, and I wanted to run through a few things just before. That's my volume. That's why it's not scrolling. But before we do that and pivot, how about you read
catch up on chat? Don't worry, the chat has the exact same sentiment as you. It sounds
goody.
Like the doctors no be trusted.
Yo.
But we do have a couple extra who popped in since we started. We've got Hair Juicer 3K.
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
You. Progman. Good morning. One Laura Blades.
Okay, good morning.
Sith.
And
Hi,
Sith,
guys.
good morning, Sith.
So from what I'm seeing, first time chatting here, I want to say hello. Thanks, Laura. Glad you're in. Definitely welcome here. So Big Pharma is a big harmer.
Yes.
Frogman and your jokes. You're
Big Pharma is a big harmer.
he can say it more fun. Sith says, the first years of my IT career were working in doctor's offices doing patient management and billing systems. Man, observing the drug reps at those offices was a huge eye-opener. Yes, normally the slits go very high on the dresses, yes. Or the men are rather buff for the ladies to look at. It's all a sex appeal, unfortunately, yes. When it comes to drug reps. It's actually a crying shame. And looks matter as a drug rep. Big Pharma is the cause of most illnesses. There's always more side effects with a med versus what it's supposed to fix. That's the thing that I never would understand. And you can ask nurses about it. You can ask doctors about it. Unfortunately, most of them can't actually answer your questions on what the side effects are because there's so many. They'll know some key ones. They'll know, unless they work with the meds every day, they'll be able to answer some of it. But you got to go look it up. It's an absolute mess. CK, I almost missed you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're my one red rash in here. I like it. Jim also says blood pressure and cholesterol are scams to instill fear and get you a lifetime of meds to control something that doesn't need to be controlled.
100%.
Oh, you are spot on. So I do chuckle. My past life was in healthcare and I had snippets, and I just remember on the cardiovascular units, you know, anybody who had a heart attack, there was this entire protocol that you had to go through, and the doctors have to go through it. And if the patient says no, the doctor almost gets in trouble because obviously the doctor didn't educate correctly. But none of it's true. They all, it's the whole causation versus correlation, you know, bullshit. It's not the cause. So it's very frustrating. And we even have like these really big buff dudes and their markers are totally different, higher cholesterol, they eat a lot of meat, whatever it would be. You look at this guy, he's healthy. Okay, and yet they want to put him on everything, which is the stupidest thing. Nick Hewitt, good morning to you as well.
Good morning, good morning.
Saying, I unfortunately deal with this often. This new generation is dumb. Argent, it's probably agent box checkers. No, everything's off of the list.
Box checkers,
Argent, yeah. Okay. Everything's off of a list.
Yes.
So Jamal, I like this. Your doctor can prescribe exercise and your insurance will pay for your gym membership.
Huh. That might do a lot of people more good than Z tablets.
And Jim did say just before that, if your doctor does not ask you about diet and exercise before writing a prescription, you don't have a doctor, you have a drug dealer.
100%.
The worst part that absolutely drives me insane is the physicians, a lot of them won't say anything because then they open themselves for lawsuits because my feelings,
yes.
Man.
The thing is, this is what this Roger guy was saying is, you can go to a doctor, say you are anxious, and walk out with a Schedule 2 narcotic script.
Yes, you can.
Okay, but it's my feelings when he says, you know, maybe, you know, the 7 cheeseburgers and the, you know, 6 Diet Cokes a day.
And the lack of
of movement, you know, that might just contribute
maybe
to your feelings, my feelings, your feelings.
My feelings.
You know?
Just like relaxing my groin, my feelings.
Good morning, and Commandeer Kim, good morning.
Commandeer Kim as well.
So, you know, before, and I'm not advocating that I'm eating the healthiest, you know, but before you start taking all kinds of fucking medication, how about you try, change your diet and see what happens.
Yeah.
And people forget, you know, it's so funny. People will eat bullshit for like 10 years, and then they'll go on some diet for a week and say, nope, it hasn't worked. And it's like, dude, you've been eating like 6 donuts every morning and downing it with a fucking Diet Coke or a Coke or a fucking whatever bullshit. I mean, I had a guy that used to drink a Coke every morning for breakfast. Yep. It's a Coke and whatever other crap he got, like a pie or whatever. Now, not that I'm saying that pies are that bad, but you know, you can't also just eat pies.
At least
you
it's
know?
more real. But yes, I agree.
Yes, but you know, that's like saying, okay, so he has a like 2 donuts and a kolache and a Coke for breakfast. You know, and it's like people that send their kids to school and, you know, they munch 2 donuts on the way, and then you wonder why your kids can't sit still. Our kids don't take anything, all right? And I'm not saying this because I want to brag, but they don't take, like, they don't drink sodas at all. None. And I mean, my oldest daughter's 12 and she's not drinking sodas, like no soda.
They don't have any.
They have a little bit of candy at night, which is their dessert, which would be like a popsicle. She had like 3 blocks of a chocolate, 2 blocks of a chocolate, so 2 little blocks of a slab of chocolate. That was her dessert last night. They'll have a what's the lollipops? The
like a dum dum.
Yeah, like a little dum dum, that or something like that. That's it. That's all the candy they get for the whole fucking day. Is at night, after dinner, after everything's cleaned up and everything. And if they don't clean up and they don't do their thing, that's their reward. Is that all right? You got to have something. They have no phones. They have no. Sorry, I'm bumping my hard drive. Yeah, they have no phones. We don't expose them to like normal television and shit like that. Um, their grandparents watched them for a few days, gave them some cold drink thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but it has no sugar, and they freaked the fuck out. They were bouncing on their chairs and shit, and they were like, "Don't bounce on the chairs." We were on the phone, and I'm like, "What is going on there?" No, they won't sit still, and I'm like, "Okay, I don't understand. Just tell them I say sit still, and they'll sit still." And they're like, "No, they won't." And so while we're talking, she's like, "Yeah, you guys want some more of the drink?" Like, "What drink is that?" "No, it's something that doesn't have sugar." Like, no wonder they can't sit still. Sorry, I'm on the cable here. No wonder they can't sit still, because you gave them some bullshit we told you not to give them, because it affects them. Now, my kids are. This is what I'm saying. I'm not. The point is not them not having anything. My kids are probably more sensitive
100%.
because they don't get
Very
it.
sensitive.
But when they get it, like I watch them fucking rev up. Like I can see them.
It's coming.
Where's my sound is on again.
Your mouse is pressing there. Could be that one.
Yes. Sorry, I've got my PC up here for a reason, but I forgot I switched my sound off, and then I moved my mouse. I was trying to scroll up and down, so I scrolled the sound bar, so I switched it on again. Because, technology. But anyway, so then you buy the little fucking orange juice, the little kitty orange juice, which is sugar, and 2 donuts, which is fucking sugar. Even if it's a sandwich, it is sugar, because what people apparently, and I was one of those, but carbs, bread, rice, potato, any starches.
Oats, one of the worst ones.
Oats, not good. All of that shit converts into sugar in your body. Mm-hmm. So your blood sugar fucking spikes and then drops, and then you're hungry 10 minutes later or like an hour later because you didn't eat fucking properly. You ate feed instead of food, mm-hmm. and your kid can't sit still in school, so then they want to fucking dose him, because of some imaginary ADHD bullshit. That shit doesn't exist. ADHD and all of that crap, it's bullshit. It is made up fucking terms for nonsense. The best outcomes for people generally are when they have support within their families and their community to help them through stressful times. That's it. No meds, good diets, clean food, etc. So read chat, and then I want to do
Nick
a little bit of...
has a very good explanation for ADD. It is absence of discipline or dad.
Yes, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And Laura and Kim, you are...
Consequences.
You are welcome in our chat anytime. Laura says, my doc got angry with me when I cured my high blood pressure by eating whole foods. Shouldn't he have been happy for me?
Yeah, but
you
no
didn't
money.
Make him money by letting him write you a script. And Kim, instead of free EBT, free gym memberships.
Yep.
I will talk on that in a second. Did you want to say something?
Now, I don't have the exact figure, and the AI won't give you the exact figures because we have to bullshit, and even this that I looked up, I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt, but I want to be fair. But the pediatricians will reject you if you don't vaccinate, because they get bonuses paid based on level of vaccination. Percentages of their what's the name? So yes, and I think they have to hit 80% to get all the bonuses or something like that.
It's really high. It's high.
It's very high, and they don't want too many unvaccinated. Mm-hmm. So it's not about childcare. Now, here's one other question I have, and this is something that nobody's ever been able to answer for me. So we have pediatricians and we have doctors. So what is the difference? What does a pediatrician do and know that a doctor doesn't do and know? And nobody can answer me except that a pediatrician might be a little friendlier to kids. It's like the kiddie dentist versus the dentist.
Yes, it's the same thing.
It's like because we're all human, right?
We're all human.
Like we're all human. It's not.
They specialize in the smaller amounts of medication to give the little people. That's all.
Now, I'm just wondering because I don't remember growing up with a pediatrician.
I did.
And then, well, I didn't.
Yeah.
But then suddenly, like, everybody was pediatrician. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't understand. Yes, it's like, can I not just take my kid to a doctor? Like just, the one that diagnoses. It's like, you take your dog to a vet, and the vet does like lots of animals. So like a vet, in my opinion, probably knows a lot more than a fucking doctor, because it
All
must
the
do the
different
snake,
animals.
and it must do the dog, and
The
it must do the
horse,
fucking
the
horse
cow.
and the bird, the fucking parrot, and so it's got. So I'm just like, well, why have we got for one species, we have all these different fucking doctors? Like, I don't understand.
So Flying Flower, Dead Dingo Dan, hello. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to jump around and not
Hey,
say hello.
how you,
But
man?
Flying Flower says
Good day, mate.
pediatricians are supposed to be more clued with regards to child diseases. Are these those same diseases that are caused by the injections? Asking for a friend.
Yes, but there's only a handful of them.
No, and all of the doctors. I agree
Well, the
with
thing
you.
is, if you do, like the childhood diseases, like adults also get them, and they're more severe. No, like I don't understand.
No, I don't
it
think
makes no
I
sense.
don't think there's a logical reason besides my feelings. Honestly,
Yes,
I think it's
and
my feelings.
expanding medical
Footprint.
not footprint, control. Because
Well, yeah.
remember something, these people can literally have your kids taken away.
Yes,
That's
they
my
can.
problem with
Yes,
this
they
whole
can.
system.
If you
Is
say the wrong thing and
Yeah,
they
or-
get CPS involved,
or you
like,
just tell them to
over.
go fucking pound sand. You're not interested in dealing with them. It's like you live in a constant state of fucking duress.
Yes, you
If
do.
you want to know about fucking PTSD, all right, then be involved with that bullshit, because you are under constant threat from these people.
Yep.
They keep you fucking terrified, so you comply with them.
No, there was many instances, and we agreed early on. You just don't answer the questions. You say what they want you to say,
Yeah.
and then you walk away. Because I don't know why we did it for as long as we did, besides the fact that I was in healthcare, and I thought that's what you did, is you took your kid to the
because
doctor.
I was like, why are we taking the kid to
No,
the doctor
and
every
Antoine
month? And
was
she's
right.
like, no, it's like that's what we do.
We
And I'm
just
like, I don't understand.
wouldn't say anything real because it would be completely against what they were telling us to do. So we just didn't say anything.
I remember when Michael was pretty big. It was 97%. I mean, he's not a huge kid, but he was a big baby. A bigger on the bigger side as a baby. And I think mostly we had a pretty clean diet. At least, he got eggs all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah, he
Meat.
started eggs
He
early.
did have oats. He did have vegetables, which now, I mean, with our last kid, it's like fucking as much meat as possible. But all eggs, all meat and stuff like that, which works way better. Health-wise, way better. But anyway, so I remember at 12 months, he literally, you got the backward seat, and he didn't fit into the seat. I couldn't get him. He was like strapped in and like just, So I'm like, okay, 12 months, I turn him around.
That's the law, is 12
The
months.
law is 12 months.
We knew the law.
So I used to carry him in, and this was the last time I went to that place. I carried him in his carrier, and then at 12 months, like I carried him in. So she's like, where's his carrier? So I'm like, no, I put him in a normal seat. And she's like, why? I'm like, because he doesn't fit the carrier. She says, you could buy a bigger carrier thing, the backward seat. I'm like, but he's big enough to sit the other way around. I said, it's antisocial because he can't see anyone.
Yes.
He's looking away from everybody, and it's bugging him.
Yes.
Like he's upset because, when I'm driving by myself in the car and he's in the back seat, he cannot see me.
Nope.
I cannot see him. He's turned around looking backwards. So there's no conversation to be had. So, I mean, he's moaning every time I put him in the car because he wants to communicate with me, and he can't. So I've turned him around because he's big enough. I said, maybe if it's a small kid, he was 97 percentile in
huge, yeah.
Length and weight. Not weight. Weight, he was like 40,
He's
but
always
length.
thin.
Yeah, he's always been thin, but he was like size-wise.
Big.
He was like 97 percentile. So he was top, like almost at the top end of size-wise. So I'm like, but he's big enough. So she's like, no, well, I recommend. So I'm like, well, what does the law say? Isn't the law 12 months? And she just kind of looked at me, and I thought, yeah. I left, and I told her, I'm not coming back to this place.
No, we couldn't, because then we put ourselves at risk. Then no matter what we do, we will be questioned, and that's not okay with me. I'm sorry.
I'm so annoyed because I fucking personally held him for every vaccine.
Yes.
I personally fucking held him. You know how annoyed I am at myself for that. But anyway.
Not only that, you also got shingles because you held him for the chickenpox vaccine, but that's not possible.
Yes. So they told me that I'm lying because he got his what's it, the
varicella.
Yeah, the MMR. Is it the mumps? MRR,
No, it's
measles,
the varicella.
mumps, and rubella.
Yes.
That's it, right?
That's one of them.
Yes. So anyway, the one that does the measles, the mumps, the fucking chicken pox and all that bullshit. All right, whatever that thing, what she's calling. So I held him. He had the injection. He was very upset. And then 2 days later, I'm like, why the fuck am I itching? No, I got shingles.
You got shingles from it.
And I went to the doctor. I'm like, you got his vaccine. I got shingles. And she's like, no, impossible. I'm like, no.
No, that's what happened.
No, that's.
No,
I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you if you think this happened. I'm telling you, he got his vax. I got shingles, and I had chickenpox because I've heard shingles. I asked Nicole, and she's like, it's adult chickenpox. I'm like, all right, I'll never get it because I had chickenpox. Oh no, no. They zap him, and I get it, and I'm like, now how the fuck did that happen? Because I don't understand.
Shedding's not real.
Yeah, shedding is not real. So,
okay, we're never going to get to your stuff. Let me go through just a little bit more here,
okay,
and then I'll get you on your topic. So I have to, because they brought it up. I can't help myself. I remember reading an article about ADD and ADHD kids. They experimented with changing to a high-protein, low-carb diet, and all the symptoms vanished. So that's Jim on. Nick says ADD is made up. Now, the biggest thing on the ADD conversation is it is not made up. That people are different, respond different, and have different thought processes. That's real. We're all different people, correct? Okay, what is made up is how you can replicate it, because you can't replicate anything. If you can't replicate it, how in the fuck do you check medications for the brain? Because you can't replicate it.
Yes.
Because everybody's brain's different, and most of it you don't want to go through the blood-brain barrier anyways, because that kind of harms the brain. That's a problem. So ADD, my personal opinion is we all just function differently, and you have to figure out how to control yourself. A lot of times it's self-discipline and understanding you and how you work. I work different from him. We can clash at times, but with understanding, we work well together.
Yep.
We choose not to clash. Like,
yep,
it is a choice, I think.
Well, I remember the kid that came and worked with us, and
Yes.
and he was like all over the place. And I'm like, dude, like, you got to focus and get one thing done and then move on to the next thing. And he's like, well, I have ADD, you know, ADHD or whatever the fuck it was.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, so I left it, you know, like with this plan in the back of my mind. So because, you know, there's no point when you have that discussion and, you know, I'm a victim because I have a disease, because that's the go-to. You know, you can't take away the victimhood, because then, so it's all about being a victim, which is so stupid to me. But anyway, you know, that's the society we live in, I guess. But anyway, so I left it a little bit, and then later on, I'm like, hey, do you play like video games and stuff? He's like, yeah, I like playing this. I said, and you play for, well, you play nighttime, or when you play? Yeah, I play after school. You know, I play at night. And what's your average kind of game time? No, it's a couple of hours, maybe 3-4 hours at a time. I'll play. Oh, you play weekends? You play with your friends? You play online? Yeah, we play online. And then how long? No, it's like 4-hour sessions. And really, and you have ADHD? Okay, I'm just. You know, so you can focus on a game, but not on your job.
Wait, is that my feelings again?
Yeah, and then he was annoyed at me, but I'm like, well,
we eventually quit because we figured it out.
Yes, but it's like, dude, you can't pick the disease when it suits you and not pick it. Like, if you have ADHD, if it's a real thing, all right, then it will be prevalent always. Like, you won't be able to do any one thing.
Now, I will say, boys do not function the same as girls. Put my stuff down and quit fiddling with everything.
And go away.
And they half the time don't listen.
Yes,
and
the boys don't listen.
Need dad to tell them, because mom, I am the wah, 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 wah. That's all I sound like to him. I know that. I know that for a fact. So dad steps in.
Shuts him down. No, she's like, put my stuff down. And he looks at her and I'm like, points, and then he puts it down.
Yes,
and it's
I know, it's true. The
like,
dad.
Why are you not listening to your mom?
All right, we got to say hello to some extra people, and then let's keep going.
I want to go back to the school thing. I'll
100%. P. Miller Inc. Good morning to you. Dadingo Dan really likes the coffee.
Oh, so yes, I said to him, thank you very much for sponsoring our friends.
Here. Yes, thanks for sharing.
No, the tribal coffee is
so glad
phenomenal,
you like
man.
It is really good. Unfolding Joker, good morning to you. Mexican Trumper.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning. I haven't seen you. I'm sure he has. I know. I don't see
normally
everybody.
Sissel lately.
DH Godzilla. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
The child seems to be upset about being confined to a classroom and forced to conform to your standards. Obviously, ADHD.
Yes.
Boys.
Yes.
Boys. I promise you, if we put my boys in school, they would be on meds. And my answer is fuck you. The answer's no. Okay, you go ahead. I'm going to make some more of that tribal coffee.
Yes, thank you. Okay. So, what I was wanting to say is, so you have the school system, okay, that's basically propagandizing and indoctrinating people to, believe the science because I am the science, that bullshit. And then you have ostracization. I always have a hard time with the word, but you get ostracized by your peers for not listening. So it's a double whammy because you get, I mean, fucking hell. Nicole's on some of these groups, and they call themselves crunchy, crunchy mamas, crunchy this, crunchy that. And then what happens is half of them, I don't even know where the crunchy thing comes from because they're not fucking all natural kind of stay away from bullshit people. They are just normal people or city folk living in the country, basically.
Not even in the country.
Yes, like on a plot of land. It's like a 1 acre land. Now they fucking crunchy suddenly because they have more lawn to mow. But I listen to some of the stuff that come up there, and I'm like, I don't even understand the fucking questions. Like, what was the question you had or that came up yesterday? That I said, if you ask the question, it's like you're not crunchy.
Oh,
It was something stupid. Like I can't remember. It was something really fucking stupid, and it's like, oh yes, the question was, and that's where the question was, who else's hair falls out when they use the GLP-1 meds? And I'm like, that's in the crunchy group, and I'm like, if you ask that question, like, you are not crunchy because why are you using bullshit? Now, something that I looked up on Friday because but the stream, so here's the thing. Even the beginning of, if you go to Viva's thing, the sound is terrible from the doctor's side, like really bad. And I had a very hard time Friday listening because we got the shop and we have like stuff running and we have children. And so I had a very, very hard time. So I was more involved in chat, but I did look up some statistics. Now, I just want to read the one, see if I can get it, if I still got it.
Yeah. DH Godzilla, you are correct. Pharmacia is black magic.
So roughly half to nearly 2/3 of published psychological findings have failed to replicate in any large-scale tests. So just I want to, so we are clear, I want to redo this. Roughly half to nearly 2/3, so 50
to 75.
No, 66%. So let's call it 60%.
Perfect.
Of published psychological findings, shit that medical or meds are based on, the stuff that they use, the tests that they use to prescribe medication, 60% roughly, okay, have failed to replicate in large-scale tests. 60%.
Can't replicate it.
Okay. Year 2015, open science collaboration. From 100 studies from top psychology journalists, from top psychology journals. Failure rate 61 to 64%. Okay, replication success rate 36 to 39%. Okay, SCORE project 2026 included psychological and other social sciences. Failure rate 45 to 51%. Okay, various other large efforts, 2010s to 2020, so from the 2010s into the 2020s, 50 to 60%. Social psychology trends to fare worse than cognitive psychology. So it's bullshit. It's these people. Bullshit. So in a landmark 2015 study, 97% of the original studies reported statistically significant results. Okay, so 97% of studies of the original studies reported statistically significant results, which is good. 97%, good results. But only 36% could be replicated in any way, shape, or form. Not even properly.
Yep.
Not properly. Just good in some fucking way, shape, or form. So at the best case, 36% of everything out there works. 36% works. The overwhelmingly majority of the psychological sciences is bullshit. It's fucking lies used to push meds on people. So, even when findings replicate, the effective size is often roughly half as large as originally claimed. So even of the 36% that now replicate, 50% only is statistically relevant. 50%. That means, so let's halve that. So now we add, what's that? 17, 18%. So 18% of all psychological tests ever documented has any significance. Where in this world, okay, so when I go buy tires, 18% of the tires I purchase lasted and didn't fucking explode and make my car fall over. I'll have them. Good, man. Fucking, I'll go on your recommendation of a fucking 82% failure bullshit rate. So I have a 82% chance of falling on my head if I put those tires on my car. I'll take it.
I have a thought. I bet something that could be tested and could be replicated and we could actually find information for is what is the percentage of those said medications, which are approved through all of this, that cause people to be infertile.
Yes.
Asking for friends.
So I'll do another one for you. We did this about a year, maybe 18 months ago. It was on one of Viva's shows. There was some shooting or something again. So what we did is we ran mass shootings. I can't remember if it was school. I got it on my phone somewhere. I've got to go.
I remember that.
But it's you know what? Read chat real quick, and I'll pull it up. So then I don't talk shit.
There's not too much going on.
Anybody
chat
new?
Because I think everybody is unfortunately aware of our discussion today. Okay, so we'll take a break. How about you follow, repost and comment while we're looking up the data.
I know. I sent it to.
Leave us a comment. It does help. The shares really make a difference. Get our name out there for other people to stumble upon this interesting chat.
Now, I didn't plan on showing you this, so what I'll do.
Do you want me to take it up front?
Yeah, take it up front and just do that. So, and then I will read the study to you. So this is something we did a cross correlation on. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't have the fancy, share screen in.
What are you talking about? This is the coolest method. Cool method. We're the cool kids in town, on the cool show with Ron.
Yeah, there we go. All right. That's fine. You can bring it. All right. So we had a debate about does school shootings, not a debate, a discussion. Just general, Vivo was in his show and the thing came up and we were talking about shootings increasing during conservative/Republican presidencies.
Yes.
So we ran a cross correlation on school shootings, or not school shootings, like I think mass shootings. So it's Democratic. So it is school college shooting versus presidents, and there's no real correlation. So during Ronald Reagan, it had a small jump, but it was down again. So it's been, as you could see from that graph, it's been going up over time, all right? But Reagan had a bit of a jump. There's a small correlation when it's red. It goes a little up, but let me see. So the blue one that jumps there, that's Woodrow Wilson. Then the next one it jumps at is Dwight Eisenhower. Then it jumps at Reagan. Then it's up actually at Jimmy Carter, not Reagan, Nixon jumped, and then Carter jumped, and then Reagan jumped, and then Bush was down, and then Clinton jumped, and then from there it goes up. So Clinton is up. W. Bush. Sorry, I just want to get the names 100% right. So Clinton jumped, Bush jumped, Obama jumped, Trump jumped, and then Biden was the last one who we had the stats for, because this was, I think, just before Trump or just after Trump was elected.
But it's last year.
Yes, but it's like, so yes, but Trump, because he hasn't had his full presidency, he's not. But I mean, it's been going up fucking exponentially. At the end, equal jumps, increases with every president, and I'm like, well, okay, that doesn't make sense, because it's so there's no correlation between school and college shootings and political sentiment. Okay, and then I said, how about we overlay SSRIs on that? and it tracks. As it increases, SSRI use increases. As
Which has a
SSRI
black
use
box
increases,
label.
now I know there are people that argue with me about that, and that's fine. Okay, all I'm saying is correlation is not causation.
Not at all.
Okay, but that is a very interesting graph. Okay, now I am sure that there are people, and I think there's a guy called, he commented on Viva's podcast, and he's one of the guys we interact with. He's not on ours. He'll probably pop in here at some point. It's cool. His handle is Old Man Toby.
Okay.
And he gets prescribed meds because he's got some like psycho, like
Okay.
a schizophrenia or something.
Okay.
Okay. So, and he says that the meds has helped him be normal.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not arguing that, but if you look at the massive over prescribing of these meds and the effects they have, because the problem is, if you don't have a problem, they're going to fucking cause one.
Well, that's the thing. It can cause a problem. Now, I do like what some of the chat is saying right now. DH Godzilla, you are 100%. Yet the scientific method works. Just have to be mindful where studies come from and who is involved.
Exactly.
So to clarify, what I'm saying is you yourself can use the scientific method to learn and discover the truth. But when a study, quote unquote, comes out of the powers that be, you should scrutinize it 100%, and you can. Something very simple, just a medication that was pushed, COVID times, remdesivir. Did you guys ever hear of this medication called remdesivir? We loved to give it to people on ventilators. It was known to kill people on ventilators because it helps everything shut down further. And it had the studies shown this happen, everything, but yet it was put as part of the COVID protocol instead of actually having the medication scrutinized on its own. They just popped it in the protocol. This is what you're supposed to do. And it goes and kills a bunch of fucking people on ventilators because you have to retrain their bodies once you get them off of it. You can't do it when you take that shit. Like, it literally just kills your body. So love it how we do these things to each other.
Well, on that point, did you hear about the I think it was 4 people that got zapped in their spinal cords with
I know,
yes,
Tennessee.
Yes. So they got the wrong shit from the pharmacy, got some what is it? It's some chemical.
I
and
can't
they,
remember. It was
no.
sodium something.
Yeah,
I
sodium something. It's basically, it almost sounds like some kind of like an acid type thing.
Yes.
And they got injected with that instead of the other
their
thing.
spinal cord.
So now they're paralyzed. And the hospital's like, oh, we're so sorry.
We made a mistake.
Yes. I'm like, well, that's not good.
It doesn't work that way.
You know, you wonder why I stay away from those fucking places. You don't go to the hospital to get healthy. You go to the hospital to die.
Aww, don't do it.
All right. So,
Run death is near. Remdesivir.
yes,
Gemma,
when death is near. So, I don't want to go in too much detail, but there was family that went to the hospital during that time. And the one thing we said is, do not, whatever the fuck you do, go on a ventilator. Like,
yes.
No matter what, do not go on a ventilator.
You phone me before that happens.
Yes, do not do that, because if you do that, then we come say goodbye.
I think they didn't phone me because they didn't want me at all.
Oh yeah, but they like victim, so you
can't be victim around me.
No, I don't. So it's very hard for me because I look at the dude that got in he was in, I don't know, fucking Afghanistan or something. So he got 2 fucking legs blown off.
Yep.
1 arm blown off.
Yep.
Okay, and then he's got like a half arm this side, and he rallied up. He's in a fucking wheelchair now because of all the damage he's taken, like all the damage that's endured, and so he has a platform because people will listen to him because the guy's fucking blown apart and made it.
Literally.
So yes, literally, like blown to fucking bits, but he made it, so people will listen. So I mean, take that aside. He didn't go sit down and fucking cry. He rallied people, collected money, and helped build parts of the border wall. Now, I, as a full able-bodied person, feel really shitty when I lay around and I don't do stuff, when someone like that is out there getting stuff done. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So if people with actual fucking problems and disabilities can do stuff. We watched the lady, man. You know, I get so upset with people when they fucking useless. We watched this lady, she had no arms, and she was
Oh my
making
gosh,
an
that was
entire
phenomenal.
fucking meal with her
She
feet.
washed her feet first.
Went and washed her
She
feet.
went-
Those toes are like fingers, man.
I don't have
And-
toes
and
that
I-
move like that.
And I'm like, you
that
know,
was fascinating.
like I mean, I understand, like she's probably
She's practiced, but
practiced,
she figured it out.
but man,
Fucking figured it out.
she
That was
operates through a
phenomenal.
whole kitchen and makes a whole meal.
Oven
They-
included.
Yes,
Oven included.
They didn't show it, take it out, which I think would be a challenge. But because heat, and
I
you
know,
know,
I know, but,
but-
man, she popped
no,
it
but
in.
she did everything.
She opened the oven.
She chopped the fucking onions.
That was really cool.
No, it was, man, I tell you, and you know, stuff like that just make you realize how lucky you are that you are fully functional.
Yeah.
No matter what fucking challenges you got, you know, you got hands, you got legs, you can get up, you can walk to the toilet, you can do things for yourself that most people, like you take shit for granted, that people like that can't even do.
No.
You know, like,
And she had like full on, like no arms at all. Like
Yes.
she had very
now I
little.
don't know if it was an accident or what it was,
I mean,
but
it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. She doesn't have arms. But
She-
you know,
yeah, she
it's
figured
simple.
it
Just
out.
like, you know, wipe your butt.
Right.
It's like, you know, you could just like, you just assume that this is just normal. And there are these people, and I know they're in the minority, but I mean, still, they make a
But they
living.
figured it out.
They figure it out. They're happy to be alive. And yeah, we are, as a fully able-bodied person, and you know, my feelings and victim. And it's, man, that drives me fucking insane. You need to get rid of YouTube, because the next part that I want to talk about might,
we are super late.
yes,
Oh my
might
God.
get YouTube upset.
YouTube, adios.
Yes, like-
you are gay.
Like, share,
Follow.
comment,